You know who I am?
Who are you?
I'm the wolf man.
Oh, is that wolf? Oh, you the wolf man.
I tell you, I'd rather be, y'all roll your eyes, I'd rather be the wolf man than the wolf man up in here, which is what we're about to review. Hey everyone, come take a trip with me in the Toasty community courtesy of Trova Trip. Just click the link in the description below and take the survey that will help us decide where we go. So y'all have seen all versions of all kind of werewolves and
lycanthropes.
Lycanthropes, if you want to get fancy like my man over here, or you think you better than me dropping them damn fancy words.
You knew what it meant.
I don't hang around with the more uppity werewolf people. Lycanthropes. I keep it real. I hang around with wolf people. But old bougie ass werewolves, I hang out with them. But we have, I think, what you could consider sort of a kind of unique take on the wolf man here after years and decades of wolf people. So in this latest version of the wolf man, we have Blake, who's played by Christopher Abbott, who grew up with a dad who was a little aggressive, not abusive, really, just gave tough love, maybe too tough.
Yeah, and he seems he's off the grid and everything.
Yeah, but it's only because there's a wolf man out in the woods, and he just wanted to teach his son how to survive. I would just fucking move.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, why are you still living there?
Now, as an adult on his own with a wife and having his own child, a daughter, he vows to take a more loving approach to raising his kid, never letting his temper get the best of him, like his old man did. But as mild-mannered as my man is, his marriage to his wife Charlotte, played by Julia Gardner, y'all know as Rev, the marriage is kind of shaky. But he's got a great idea to make the marriage better. Let's take a vacation to my dead dad's cabin out in the woods. Yes.
Oh no, you got that right.
No, I know. Out in the woods that's infested with wolf people. Let's go spend the night in the middle of the night in the deep dark woods where there's a wolf man out there running around. What can go wrong, Martin Thomas?
I can't foresee anything going wrong with that plan.
Yeah, they tried to tell him, don't come around here. No.
There's nothing worth dying for, shit.
Well, nobody told Blake that, because he got out there, got his ass scratched, got them wolf cooties up in him, which makes it hard to, well, as much as he's been trying to control his temper, if you turn into a wolf man, it's going to be hard to, remain mild-mannered, to say the least. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for The Wolfman, and we'll be back with our reviews.
I think my husband was infected.
Oh, she's gonna say, I think my husband's a werewolf. Hello? Hello? God damn it.
You think he was infected? You look at that arm again?
Yeah.
And Wolfman's like, I told you I don't like car windows. I hate windshields.
You know what I wish happened? I wish you would have been waiting up there all cool and everything, but you cut the wipers on. Man, these wipers are good.
Wolfman.
Wolfman. So, you probably saw in here during the trailer that this is directed by Lee Whannell, who I think is creating another dark universe where the monsters just terrorize women. Where the women date these monsters and they become domestic abusers because he did The Invisible Man.
Right.
Which was kind of the same thing. The Invisible Man just being shitty to women, man. His wife.
He's coming up with the perfect way to torture you, even in death.
So we got two themes here. These women who are married to dudes who become monsters and they just treat them like shit, terrorize them the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, it's a theme that worked well for The Invisible Man. How does it work for this? Well, I love the opening to this. So the opening of this is like 30 years before when Blake is a kid. And he's out there with his dad. And I think that it works. This is where the movie works best, taking his time. because it's a very slow-paced beginning, but I think it works well because, you know, it's very atmospheric. You know, the pacing fits the atmosphere right, because, you know, we need to open up a little bit of mystery. We don't know what's going on. That we just know that we know that probably there is a wolfman in the woods. We don't know what the relationship is with the Blake and his dad.
Yeah, and we don't know what they know.
Yeah, exactly. Also sets up the contrast between Blake and his dad, you know, 30 years later when he's an adult and raising his own family here, and why he's such a patient dad.
Yeah, because he's trying to be the opposite of his own dad.
Exactly. And it's nice casting with Christopher Abbott too, because the thing about the classic telling of the Wolfman, if you go like to Universal, you know, the classic Universal version of the Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr. was cast, and he was cast because he seemed very mild-mannered. Very much in contrast for when he turns into a violent wolfman.
You wouldn't want to run away with a murderer, would you?
Oh, Larry, you're not. You know you.
I look like she does. Oh, yes, I do.
Of course I do. That's so hot.
Yeah. But, you know, the reason why they chose a mild-mannered guy is because, you know, there's this theme of even the most subdued people or nice people, they have some kind of rage inside of them, and it just takes, you know, that one thing to unleash the beast. And your ass over there.
That's what you get for standing there screaming instead of running away.
Shut your ass up. He jumped out of it. All that goddamn screaming hard, I told you to be quiet. That's 1941, by the way. That's a classic, the classic Wolfman, Universal Wolfman. Listen, it's, you know, I think that the movie has a great concept. You know, I think that what we see presented here very, again, early on with them going, it's kind of ridiculous for them to go out to this house, as I said, because, you know, it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's obviously not safe. It's how they set it up at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it from the beginning. I mean, the whole premise is, okay, our marriage isn't doing so great. I got to go to Oregon anyway to collect my dad's things since he died. We should make it a family trip to kind of bond together. And even when those words come out of his mouth, you're like, what are you talking about?
Listen, Wolfman, no Wolfman, if you ain't getting along with your wife, the last thing you need to do is take out the middle of the woods where y'all stuck with each other in the middle of a cabin.
Yes, and it'd be different if it's like, hey, you know, this is an Airbnb we rented, we don't know what we're getting to. He grew up there. And so they show up and go on, and everybody's like, oh, I got no phone signal. You're like,
why I want to...
Oh, and there's not electricity. We got to use a generator.
Do you know...
You knew this.
Yeah, why you going to take it? Like, no Wolfman or Wolfman, regardless, this house is a piece of shit. And, as I said, ain't nothing around for miles. Y'all putting yourselves in a COVID situation where y'all can't do nothing but look at each other.
Yes,
y'all going to be mad as hell.
Yeah, when you wake up in the morning, what do you do?
Yeah. Shit, by the end of that trip, y'all going to be, shut the fuck up, shut up! He ain't even a Wolfman right there. He just mad.
Told you I didn't want to come out here.
Yeah, you know, but I think the idea, the concept of them being out in the woods, well, you know, if they could find a good reason to put them out there, I like it, because what they're not telling you in the trailer is that not only are they in this house with this man who's turning into a werewolf, but there's a werewolf lurking outside. And so, you know, they're kind of messed up either way. They can't go outside because of the monster that's running around. But at the same time, they're stuck inside with this dude who eventually is going to turn what's out there. I like that idea. I think that's great. You know, because usually we have these what do you call them? Under siege movies, bottle films, and it's people who are stuck inside, and that's safe for them while the danger's out there until the danger eventually makes its way in. This is where you don't have any of that. It's danger no matter what, inside and out.
Right, although it takes him most of the movie before he transforms. So it's a lot of just him getting sicker and sicker. So there's that need to, like, we got to get out and get him help. Yeah. But there's a goddamn werewolf out here.
I like that he's getting sick, because I appreciate the psychological approach with this and the themes behind it. You know, it's frightening for the people who are trapped inside, but it's also scary for the man who's turning into this thing, into a werewolf, because his biggest purpose in life is to protect his family, especially his daughter. But, he's also losing control, and now he's becoming the biggest threat to them. Oh, the irony. I like those themes right there. The effects and makeup, well, let me just say that. Let me see here. I'll say this. I like the idea of making this version of turning into a werewolf look like a disease. Instead of a cartoony dog man with cool hair, because a lot of werewolves, when they turn into a werewolf, they got that hair coiffed, got them curls, got a perm.
Well, that seems like that's always the difference between the wolfman and a werewolf. Because
Yeah.
the werewolf looks more wolfish with the long snout and everything and the ears, but the wolfman has the, like you said, the coif.
Yeah, he got the hair slicked back.
Got a process going on.
Yeah. Sometimes they got these mutton chops and everything. Yeah, you like that cool. They always look like they came from the salon when they turn to a werewolf. Not here. This is more focused on body horror. Werewolves here are not cool people because it's in you. A lot of people look at these monsters and they're like, "Oh, it'd be cool to be that kind of monster, that kind of monster." You look at this like, no.
Nah, you keep that.
It's this version of being a creature or a werewolf is like being sick. It's like having rabies. You got the permanent sweats. Your hair's falling out in patchy spots. You piss and shit yourself. Well, they show them pissing themselves, but look, shit is right around the corner when that happens. Should have had doggy bag.
Hooper scooper.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, pick that werewolf shit up. You scratch and bite your own wounds. Sometimes eating your own wounds right there. Listen, at the end of it, you're just a mangy looking zombie. That's all.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's nothing nice about it. But then there are times when the effects look kind of cheap, a little bit rubbery. It made me, I will say, I like what they were doing with this idea. I do. But watching this, I'm not going to lie, it made me kind of really want the more traditional werewolf look or wolfman look. That's Benicio del Toro's version.
Yeah.
I believe 2017 or something. Now, because it depends on who you are. Some people, I'm sure, will enjoy this version of the Wolfman. I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss some people off. Because some people, they went to Universal Studios and got a glimpse of what the Wolfman would look like out there and said, man, I don't know if I like this design right here. I think that version looks better than what we got in the movie.
It's funny because the director said he was pissed that they had that there because that was like an early design that they got rid of.
Well, you should have kept that one. To me, I don't know. Some people, I think that looked better, because the thing about this new design is that it looks less wolf-like, and like I said, I like the idea of it being sickly. But listen, listen, it's a wolf man, but he looks like he's a balding wolf man.
He does. Like you said, mangy.
Mangy, yeah. It's just he looks like when he turns into a wolf man, he actually loses hair.
Right.
Like I ain't never heard of a wolf man that lost hair before.
A wolf man with alopecia.
I ain't never seen a wolf man that need damn hair plants and Rogaine before. And the reason why, now, if they could have done it some other kind of way, I think I would have appreciated that. But when I was looking at it, it just kept reminding me of something else. Instead of me looking at a wolf man, to me it was like looking at one of them orcs from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Those orcs that got like the bad perms and jerry curls and things.
Yeah, with patchy hair.
Yeah.
And a really bad skin condition. Yeah, put a leash on him and take him to a dermatologist. He'll probably calm down once you get those creams going on.
Put his ass in one of them bubble baths you put a dog in. Yeah, man. But the transformation, though, I will say that it's a great practical effect. The end result, that's, depends on who you are. I don't care for it too much, but I will give the effects of the transformation a lot of credit. And I think Lee Wynell said it is all practical. You see how he lost him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he looks like the same dude with just some extra putty on his face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Look, they did a great job at making this look painful. And I like that they explored the mental side of it. Great ideas with him turning.
Well, it was especially a great idea, probably the best idea in the movie, is when he's turning and he's losing his human sense. So when people are talking, he can't understand what they're saying, and it goes into wolf vision.
Yes.
It does that 2 or 3 times, and that's a really good idea, and that part is well executed.
No, you are 100% right. His sense of smell is stronger. His hearing is so good, he can hear spiders tap dancing in the closet. I mean, you went in there, it's so loud, it's like spiders in there with shoes on, a cane, and sitting a top hat.
Yeah. Knock it off and all that noise.
Yeah.
Goddammit.
Yeah, man, he's physically stronger, but it's at the expense of his mental health or his mental state. His grasp on reality deteriorates. Like you say, he sees things in wolf vision. Everything looks like it's in infrared. Faces become unrecognizable blobs.
Mm-hmm.
You can see why it's driving somebody crazy. It's like having a really bad form of Alzheimer's or something.
Yeah.
And everything, when he's talking to people, you saw in the trailer, everything, not just people, everything sounds like it's being done underwater. That would drive anybody crazy.
Well, especially when they first start doing it, you're looking around like, is it just me? Is this theater? Is it?
Mark, like, fix the sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up. Somebody tell you shut up, like, you already need to.
Hey, you know that theater is notorious for having technical difficulties. So,
boy, that sound was bad again.
Uh-huh.
I was about to lose my shit like a wolfman. Man, we were at the Galaxy again. I fucking hate that theater, man.
Yeah.
That sound was so bad.
I know.
Sound was terrible. Hell, this is me trying to listen to the movie. God damn it, I can't hear it. I think I love the transformation, obviously. I think they spent too much time on this.
I was just going to say that. They spent a lot of time showing you the transformation, too much time, and it ain't all that. I mean, we've seen werewolf transformations before. It's like, okay, we're seeing yours. Yours ain't that different. There's no reason to have the cameras focus on this for this long. It ain't knocking our socks off. It's just like, all right, well, it's a transformation. It's, it ain't the worst, but fine.
You got the point across. And the reason why I'm saying this, because I'll elaborate on that a little bit, because I'm glad you feel that way, because it's going to be different for a lot of people. Some people gonna really love this, and they're gonna look at this, and it's because it's effective the way it looks so painful. He has to snap his jaw to place in order for him to adjust his underbite and all. Yeah, it's great ideas with this, but overall, I think the transformation taking too long, and a lot of the other stuff that I was mentioning and some of the things you agreed with, I think it makes the movie a big missed opportunity for me. And the mostly good ideas that I was talking about a little bit earlier, the things that I do like, I think they were played up too much, taken away from what could have been. And again, now I'm making my movie, but it could have been a very scary, suspenseful, and even fun kind of premise. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a whole lot of fun with this. I ain't gonna lie. I found it interesting. I was kind of bored in some parts. And I thought watching this, I said, you know what? Trying to survive the night with the threat outside and inside the house, that would have been exciting and fun to see, because you have this house to play out with all this space in. It would have been fun, exciting to see It would have been fun to see fun to see the mother and the daughter trying to maneuver through this limited space that they have here, using like the outside and the inside to their advantage.
Yeah.
I could see them trying to use windows to their advantage. They had no choice but to keep going up to try to get away from things, from the guy in the next room, the husband and the dad, right from the werewolf outside. I think this would have been a great opportunity to make this sort of an inside chase with this this house that you only have limited enough space in, but you got to be creative with it. Mm-hmm. I don't think they did that. The theme of trust, I think, could have been played up a little bit more. Mom and daughter barricading themselves off from this guy until they were forced not to. One of the cases that it'd even be fun to be like, we don't want to open this door, but the wolfman from outside is inside now. We got to let him out, to like possibly protect us and try to make a run for it. It's I don't know, man. But like I said, I think they spent too much time on the transformations and the psychological effects of Blake, and it just felt like. And what happened is the reason why that really bothers me because I don't feel like there was any real story here.
Yeah, you mentioned missed opportunity. And I thought, outside of the few positive things we mentioned about it, I thought this movie was a series of missed opportunities. And I don't want to make it the movie that I wanted it to be, but I found this movie to just be lacking in almost everything.
Yeah.
Like as much as we had a good setup in the beginning, you cut to 30 years later, we don't get to know these characters. We get to see them. We hear about a conflict they got, and then there's no more character development at all. It doesn't make sense for them to be out here in this place. The way they end up stranded, like, okay, you're driving a big U-Haul truck up a dirt road that you're not familiar with at night. So how are they going so fast that they had to swerve off a cliff?
Yeah.
I was like, that isn't even, you're just manufacturing problems at this point.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
The reason why they swerved off the road because the wolfman's standing in the middle of the street. Why the fuck is he standing in the middle of the street?
Right, yeah.
I can understand him attacking them individually. You gonna attack the car?
Right,
Or the truck?
Right. He's just standing there, and it's like, And I was like, man, you on a going uphill on a dirt road, on an unfamiliar dirt road at the middle of the night where you don't know where you're going. You ain't driving but 15, 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It don't require a skip, boom, 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 boom. That would just be a stop. But I was like, all right, I ain't gonna nitpick. They got to get to the house. But this is one of these movies where, man, watching this, I was like, boy, old Blumhouse is like, everybody wants to make a werewolf movie, but they don't want to spend werewolf money. So that's why the effects don't look that great. And then they got they got the location of the house.
Yeah.
And then they can run to the barn, and they got some kind of blow up thing that they climb on top of. Which when they do that, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all thinking getting up here?
Yeah.
That like this is no protection at all. And even in the house, they like, okay, we locked the door. The wolfman can't get in. Well, we've seen him bust through two car windshields, and the house is full of windows. So what's stopping him from getting in?
Oh, Martin. But that doggy door, though. All these windows, we see them bust through all kind of shit. He don't want to bust through the glass.
Yeah.
But that doggy door, I'm going to get in. Well,
Yeah.
there's a doggy door.
But it's just like, man, you guys, you're trying to make this scary, make this tension filled, and it's not, because it's all these monumental holes, and within all this, we got these people who are just cardboard cutouts. I was like, man, I really want to care about y'all, but you're giving me no reason to. And it's just kind of a back and forth. I was like, this is from having no money. It's fallen into the trap of the typical Blumhouse movie, where you don't have a lot of money, but you got darkness, and you got killing time and padding things out.
Yeah.
And it's just so much of that. And I was like, man, I was really hoping this was going to be the thing that brought it home, and it is far from that. And when you get to the big reveal, it is, I sat next to some people who were just like, ooh, ooh. Like one woman, she couldn't hold herself. Every little thing that happened, I had to look at her, and she tried to keep quiet. And then the big reveal, I was like, man, you saw this coming from the moment they got there.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And by the way, it don't make no sense.
No, it does not make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of like waiting for it to be done. I was like, boy, to call this a disappointment is an understatement.
Yeah, that Blumhouse budget ain't working in effect here. They could have done something. That's why I meant that they should have been creative and played with that space more instead of just hanging out. And when they're hanging out, there's the reason why, like you said, you don't feel with these characters because there is no story.
Yeah,
There
is no story.
There is no plot really. There's nothing. So when you don't have a plot, you don't have characters. You don't have action. And when I say action, I mean, I'm talking about action like in something happening, but I'm also talking about action as in progression. There's no story progression.
Yeah,
here.
there's no story progression. There's no, and it's like, oh, you just have action, something happening all the time.
Yeah.
No, sometimes the thing that's happening is just dialogue between people.
Yeah. What they want to do is, and I don't know if this, I get it. I think it's twofold here. We never really explored the psyche of the wolfman turning into this creature. So I got that. But also, taking that approach, y'all trying to save some money too. Come on now. Hey, y'all got to do something, man, because after showing Wolf Vision for the 10th time, I got it.
Yeah, right.
All right? You hear I get it. He can't understand.
yeah.
He's crazy now. All right? And listen, here's another thing, the whole concept of the Wolfman out in the forest. I don't understand this. How many Wolfmen are out there?
Yes.
Because it seems like a constant thing. Are there wolf women?
Right.
That's not really elaborate on.
Because, when you think about the Wolfman we see in the opening scenes, I don't want to spoil what happens later, but it's like, all right, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say is, like, I get hear people cutting this movie slack and wanting to say, like, well, it's going for this and the director this and that and this director this and that. It's like, because you like this director. Yeah, I know. Invisible Man, Upgrade, great movies. What a big thing that separates them, other than the fact that they're good and this isn't, is that those movies were about something. They really had a good theme where, Invisible Man was about domestic abuse and Upgrade was fear of technology. And this is about, I don't know, just showing you a wolf man.
Well, it's about a guy. I got what they were doing. It's about a guy who we're seeing not only the people who are scared of him, but as I said before, it's his fears coming to life, where he's like turned into this guy that is going to hurt his family, attack his family.
Well,
and it's about this guy who has tried to, like with the original Wolfman, it's about this guy who's tried to keep it together, and that rage is gonna come out at some point.
But it's about that because they say it's about that, but not because they actually do a lot with it.
No, they do too much with it. I think that it's about that, and they spend so much time. That's why you spend so much time, and him like, what is happening? Okay. No, they spend too much fucking time with it. It's like, I got it, all right. Like, there's a theme.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all smart. Okay, cool. Now do something. So I was just, that was my biggest problem. Listen, I you ain't gonna like this, but I had more fun watching them damn werewolves. That other movie right there. I had more fun watching this.
Listen, that was gonna be my end statement. Is that I think it's better than that movie, but Werewolves was more entertaining.
The filmmaking is better.
Yeah, but
the direction is better.
But I was like, God damn it! How you putting me in this position?
I
just put that movie in my worst stuff list, and now you gonna come here?
I told you I like that movie. I was looking at this movie. I was like, man, forget this old nasty looking werewolf, old mangy werewolf. Bring Punk Wolf in. Where's Punk Rock Wolf? Where's that dude, man? It made me miss him. I had more fun watching this movie, which is not a good movie, but I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it even more now after watching this other movie, because even though you had great ideas, you have to have a story or some progression behind it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have a big story. Like I said, make that house a character. Use these things to more creative advantage. So I didn't hate it. I'm interested to see what you give it. I don't know if because I'm wondering if you're gonna give it some bullshit. For me, it's just a rental.
No, I would give it a low rental.
Okay, yeah, I'm giving it just a plain rental because I admire the thought behind it, but the execution was not done very well.
And it's one of these movies where to keep it going, the family does things that don't really make sense, like as far as self-preservation.
Yeah. Don't open that door, huh?
Run, huh? Run. Oh yeah, let's run. Nobody has a natural instinct to run. Is it only black people that know to run when there's danger? What's going on?
No.
And then toward the end, it starts to kind of rip off The Fly.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a body horror movie, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I still think you got some better wolf people to go out there and watch, man.
Yeah. Oh, so sad. How did y'all not clear that one hurdle right there? That bar was set low.
God damn. Yeah, God damn. They pissing him off. God damn it. Can't get nothing right there. Oh man, I'm disappointed. I am. I'm with you. I might not be low rental, but I'm disappointed in this. Yeah, I'm pretty much there with you. Let's see.
I didn't know how you were gonna feel. I was like, I'm gonna come in here and not like this, and Corey's gonna be like, I don't know, man. I saw a lot here. And
I mean, listen, man.
you know what? You know what? A funny thing also is that this is the second movie with Christopher Abbott with somebody running around like an animal.
Shit, yeah, Craven.
Yeah,
that's right. He was in Craven.
Yeah,
yeah, he was
the foreigner.
The fuck? That's a stupid name.
Yeah. Plus, it was stupid just even adding that character to that movie.
You didn't need him at all.
No.
Nobody knew who he was when he came in or who the hell he was when he left. Craven, like, who that?